So, Arpit, here we are in the middle of a launch, which is really incredible, I have to say.
Exciting.
We have so many people that they see the value of this because it's the first time that we have a real lab bootcamp, 26 weeks. So there are so many questions I'm going to ask you because I'm receiving this from the students. So the first is,
shoot.
When are we going to start?
So first of all, thanks, Christian, and welcome to everyone who has joined the class and who is planning to join the class, because this is one of a kind of program. And I'm so excited about this because it is completely hands-on based. And one thing that is missing is that part. So about the timing part, because we have a lot of students from all over the globe, we have kept the timing in such a way that we can try to cater as many people as possible. So the class is starting coming Sunday at 10 p.m. New York time, Sunday 10 p.m. New York time. Or if you are in LA, then it is going to be 7 p.m. LA time, which is going to change in November because the daylight saving time will be changed. So it will become 9 p.m. in New York or 6 p.m. in LA after November, whenever they change the timing back. But currently, they just need to know that coming Sunday, it will start at 10 p.m. New York time and 7 p.m. LA time. If we have some of our customers from Europe, you will see in Europe it is 2 a.m. UTC. So that will never change because UTC always remains same. But yeah, for example, somebody is in London right now, it is going to be 3 a.m. and 3 a.m. Monday. And of course, in November again, it will change back to same as UTC. So it will become 2 a.m. So yeah, it's a mess about timing all over the world. We know it's not our fault. It's the world's fault. But yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible. So better to use it in UTC and you can change it in your timing. So 2 a.m. UTC every time. Throughout the year, it will be 2 a.m. UTC. But yeah, for our New York students, it will be 10 p.m. and LA students, it will be 7 p.m. if they want to know their timing coming Sunday. And the course is actually designed in a way that they will have to join it 3 days a week. And the structure is something is very, very unique. So they will have a lot of benefits with this. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So for this timing, I was really excited when I heard, when I still was in Europe, that they were changing. Then they decided to not change. But myself, yourself, we solved the problem. We went to Thailand, so here it doesn't change.
It's always the same, yeah.
I don't want to hear this time change anymore. It's really, really something that I never understood.
Yeah.
Since I was a baby, I was like, why? You have to change this time. There's no reason. But anyway, we solve this problem with UTC.
Yep.
Another question I keep receiving all the time. Why you decided to have a 26 weeks online hands-on program and not a bootcamp in class instead?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And for this, I actually thought about myself when I was preparing for my CCI, when I was on like CCNP level in my preparation, and I was thinking to do some serious studies about CCI. I wanted to become CCI because that feeling that I will get a huge pay upgrade and also getting so much expert level knowledge, that felt very good that I will get that. So I wanted to do that. But of course, when I saw the boot camps, because of course the first thing you do when you want to do CCI, you start searching on internet and you find these boot camps, which were like 5 days, 10 days boot camps. And that actually made me a little bit scared because that scared me because first of all, I didn't think I had done enough practice to cope up with that speed, because 10 days, if you think, literally it's a lot of information. And specifically the CCI Enterprise, which used to be called routing and switching, it packs a lot of concepts, especially nowadays with the SD-WAN, SDXS, programmability. There are so many things that you just simply can't master in 7 days or 10 days. It's absolutely not possible. So if we had made it like a 10-day program, configured the whole thing as a 10-day program, it would actually encompass everything. I can actually teach everything in 10 days. But yeah, that will be like a simplex communication in networking. Simplex means one way, like a radio. You open, you listen, you can't say anything back, and once the program is over, radio is closed. So yeah, we can deliver like that. But what is the benefit for students? Are they going to gain anything from that? Maybe someone who has been practicing for last 5 years for CCI and just about to go for the exam. Yeah, for that guy, that might be a good boost. But yeah, for everyone else, people like me who really wanted to learn and practice a lot before going for the exam, I wanted more time. And that's why we created this program, so that we can go through all the topics, all the single protocol labs step by step, and then multi-protocol labs step by step. And we have ample time for me to show them how to do it and then make them do also. Of course, you have to do the lab as well. And then you have free time, 3 to 4 days every week. You have to practice it again if you want, in case if you think that you need a little bit more practice. So the time is of the essence here. Keeping it 26 week, we have time to master every technology individually, and then of course to everything comes together in the final battle of multi-protocol lab. So it's a huge lab, multi-protocol lab. So it's better to have the complete preparation before that. That's why we kept it like this. So it's not like 26 is my favorite number. It's not that. It's just that I think it will be at least that many weeks needed to become comfortable if you are on CCNP level, or if you are already our 0 to CCI students who have gone through the theory but don't find the motivation or time to do the labs. So do it with me. We will have fun.
Very good. And this leads me actually to another question I always get, because there is a bit of confusion somewhere. They ask me, is this 0 to Lab a replacement of our 0 to CCIE on-demand video program? Can you explain the difference between the two?
Yeah, I think as you can see the name, we wanted to make sure that we are very clear what we are offering here. So many people who have joined our 0 to CCI program are really happy with the wealth of information they are getting into that and the in-depth knowledge they are getting. But again, the lacking part was that they don't find much motivation to do the labs, to do the practicals. That's why we created 0 to Lab, where we will actually be doing hands-on right from the day number 1. We will jump into the labs. So this program is actually not a replacement for 0 to CCI, not by far a stretch, because we are not going to get into the details of all the technology, the theoretical part. You should already be aware of those things, or you should have access so that you can go through those things if you have any loopholes. So that's why if you already have 0 to CCI, that's a very, very valuable resource. And I would actually recommend to have a bundle of this, because 0 to CCI for all the in-depth knowledge, and 0 to Lab to do labs with me, so you are prepared for the exam. So this program is a booster which will take you to the CCI lab, to prepare you for the CCI lab. But you do need the theoretical knowledge as well. You need to have the in-depth information which you will get in 0 to CCI. So for example, if I'm starting a BGP lab, I will not have time to go through the complete BGP, which takes 1 week. You have seen into the 0 to CCI program, we go in depth into BGP. I would expect you to already go through that, and then we will start the lab. Of course, when I'm doing the lab, I'm not quiet and I'm not just doing like a robot. I will be explaining what we are doing, why we are doing, and taking any questions also. It will be a little bit training also while I'm doing the lab, but it's not going to be the in-depth training that we do provide in our amazing program 0 to CCI. So that's a absolute different program, I would say. So it's not a replacement for 0 to CCI. So anybody who is joining, who is already part of 0 to CCI, they will see that how valuable that also becomes to complete the 0 to Lab.
Very good. And concerning the labs, how and when the students receive and will practice the labs, how it works?
So the program structure is in a way that every week we will do 3 labs, and every day, so we will have 3-day classes, and every day we will take 1 lab. So we will provide the labs beforehand. So like the first week, we will send the lab soon, and from the second week onward, we will do something like this. So week number 1, when the 3 days trainings are finished, I will send them the labs for the next week, all 3 labs, so they can go through it, and along with the solution, so they can see the lab. If they want to do it beforehand, they can do it. So they have a whole week, or at least actually 3 or 4 days, I would say, before we do the labs in the live session, where I will do the lab step by step, explaining them how to do it, and then they will have to do it as well. So they will have the access at least 3-4 days before the next week starts. So this will be the cycle, giving the lab them the week before. So they will have the access to lab. Plus, of course, where will they do the lab? They will do it on the EVNG. So the EVNG setup video is will be available on the Zero to Lab portal. Also, any kind of questions into setup and everything, I will deal with this in the very first day. So first day will be to make sure that everyone has the resources to do the lab every week in, week out. Yeah.
So basically, you're going to start with EVNG preparation day one, then you move to layer 2, layer 3, multi-protocol, SD-WAN, the all zero enterprise package. And also something that they asked me very recently about the changes. Cisco keep changing the labs, keep changing the structure. How you respond to the changes Cisco make to the lab?
So that's a very good question. So the recently some changes that have happened are not very huge changes. These are some of the changes like into the SD-WAN version, like what SD-WAN version you are using, or SDXS version, DNS Center version you are using, and some basic changes here and there are done. So these are not huge changes, and we will incorporate them. So anything which is the latest, we are going to incorporate them into the lab. They will see that most of the core technologies are same, like they haven't changed anything into the OSPF or BGP, but the things they have changed later into the advanced technologies, we will incorporate them into our program as well. So that they don't need to worry about it. That will be covered.
And another question is about questions. So if a student has a question during the week, what happened? Has to wait the appointments with you, or can ask at any time? How it works?
It's a very good question. So it's a very good question about questions. So basically what happens is that let's say if the 3 days or the 3 sessions that I'm delivering the training, or training means the lab, and then they are doing the lab. After that, during the break of 3 or 4 days that week, if they have any question, they can always actually ask them into a private CCI group. They will be invited to a private CCI group, so they can always ask a question there. Other students can also see the question. They can also get engaged. So we have a very healthy conversation there about technology. So they can ask anytime, and we will be able to respond. Or they can always send me an email as well. So they will be connected to me and you on email, and we generally respond very fast. So they will be able to get the answer during the week also. It's not just within the session they can ask any question. They can ask it anytime during the week as well.
Very good. So I believe that you answer all the questions. Guys, we are in the last hours for the registration. My calendar is exploding. So this is the time. You see, we are very busy here. Arpit is ready. Sunday at 7 p.m. Los Angeles, 10 p.m.
Let's do it.
Eastern is live online with the first Zero to Lab 26 weeks program. This is massive. So it's not time to hesitate. If you still see some slot, book it, because it's the last chance you have to talk to me. Otherwise, WhatsApp, do something, because 24 hours and here we close the registration and we start. The conditions are incredible at the moment. So it's the time for you to do it right now, not to hesitate. And Arpit, I will see you into the live sessions.
Thanks a lot, man. And thanks everyone.